Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset, episode 209. This show is about anything and everything related to the Destiny franchise. If you love playing Destiny 2 as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, the co-hosts are reunited and ready to talk about the latest in Destiny 2, including cross-save and the PC move to Steam, upcoming reveals for Shadowkeep, and what we'll be up to between now and launch day. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's AER0KNIGHT, and of course, CyborgSasquatch. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, man, it's our reunion.
I know. If you didn't listen to the show regularly, you wouldn't know that we are the co-hosts of the show.
Yes, it's
together.
us. We are the co-hosts. We didn't even know like that little break between us unintentionally was coming. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just played out that way. But
It did.
hey, the show went on.
It did.
Here we are back together again.
Sometimes it's cool. You know, it is cool. You had a couple fantastic friends and guests on, and then good old Awesome Joe was back on last week.
Yeah, I was excited to see Joe come on again.
Yeah, we'll have to have all of them on when we're both here again soon. Hopefully,
Not all at the same time, though.
Not all at this. No. That would be a editing.
I mean, as
craziness.
awesome as that would be, I don't know how good of a show it would make.
Yeah, it might be a lot of people talking at once, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm pumped, man. Like I couldn't wait. We talk about it all the time, but we text throughout the week, but we try not to make it all business in quotes, but we talk a lot about the podcast and what, this or that. And
yeah,
we do actually use the show, at least until Cross Save gets here, to talk about Destiny together.
right. Right.
So it's been a few weeks since we talked about a lot of Destiny together.
It has, man. And there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I just kept making mental notes. All right, I want to see what he thinks about this, and now we got to talk about this when we're back together. And so there's plenty of things to talk about this week, catch up on together.
Plenty.
And lots of stuff going on. Exciting developments that we've talked about in recent weeks. So, yeah, we got a great show coming up.
We do. Plenty to talk about, like you said. Plenty, well, not even just to catch up on, but even this week, just inside of this week. Plenty more stuff dropped as far as news and upcoming things to expect.
Yeah, the Traveler has awakened.
Yes.
So do we have any announcements this week before we really get the show started? Anything new?
I don't think so. I'm sure the listeners are patiently waiting for another giveaway, but that'll be soon enough.
Yeah, we'll do something soon. Of course, there's the Midwest meetup coming up in October, right? You mentioned that last week.
I did, yep. I will remind you guys once or twice more, probably before it happens, but we hope that many can make it. And now, of course, the date of launch has moved to October 1st, so that brought it a little closer to the meetup. We like to try to have the meetup like a month after the content drops, but at least we'll
hope somebody shows up.
Yeah, at least we'll have a couple of weeks to grind, and if we're not where we want to be, we'll be able to grind together on the old leveling fun of a new expansion. But I was worried if we'll talk about it, but if whatever the PvP thing is that's coming, I was hoping like it would be a month later, because if they drop something like Trials, it probably won't be till a month in the expansion. And I really want it to be there whenever we have the meetup.
Oh man!
But if it's not, that's okay. Maybe I'll jump in a raid or something.
On that.
We'll see. Anyways,
well, Midwest meetup is, what's the date?
They are. I keep wanting to say the wrong dates. I'm just going to look at a calendar real quick. I want to say the 10th. Yes, October 10th through the 13th. And if you can only make one day, that's a Thursday through Sunday. If you can only make one day, try to make it on that Saturday, because that's when the most people will be there.
Sedalia, Missouri.
Yep.
Or Missouri for you Yanks. Be there, be square.
Got it.
Guardians will be there.
Yep. We're hoping for a pretty big turnout this year. Usually we have, like 8 to 15, maybe. But we're hoping to get quite a few. We've got a Discord separate for it, and got a lot of messages back already. It seems as though many are going to be able to make it. So there you go.
How can if somebody's going to visit the meetup, how can they join that Discord so that they can
That's a good question. You can message me on Discord at AER0KNIGHT with a 0 or Scoria70. SC.
Or just like tag them in the Derp Discord and they can hook you up, right?
070. Yes, exactly. You got it.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well, now the announcements are out of the way. How about some news?
There's plenty.
There is some news. We'll kick it off with this week at Bungie. We're preparing for a mass migration of Guardians. And I think they're right about that. First off, they talk about Destiny 2 on Steam. Of course, you'll know if you've been paying attention that Destiny 2 on PC is moving from the Blizzard launcher to the Steam platform, along with any of your current license for software and characters and etc. if you're on PC. If you're not on PC, you'll be able to buy it on Steam when it launches October 1st, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's been an interesting topic because I was like, well, I won't even update it on my Blizzard launcher. But then I'm like, well, no, I want it to be launched and ready and cross saves coming sooner. And
yeah, you don't want to have like twice the downloads.
Right. Yes. So.
To get on your PC.
Yep.
But I'm sure there'll be a big expansion, that you'll have to download. But they've got two important updates that you can check out on Bungie.net. One is Bungie.net/PC Move. They've got a little short trailer that throws some heavy shade, I will say.
Dude, yeah.
I've never known Bungie to be so offensive with their class warfare, but some shade thrown at the Titans. And I want to have some words with our community overlords. I think maybe they need some better representation.
Something.
Put that out there.
I mean, and you saw us Titans. We just kind of let it go. But I don't know that other classes would have done that.
The hunters, they'd be still crying.
They would. I mean, we're pretty gentle
cloaks,
guardians. I did
the city,
get that.
And this is what we get. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's just some cheeky stuff about Titans in the video. So easy, even a Titan could do it. Is the line.
Yeah.
So Destiny 2 on Steam, and then there's a button you can click to register for notifications. If you want to have info when it's available about how you'll be able to migrate your stuff from Blizzard to Steam, then you'll want to click that button and authorize it to access the account that you use to notify you when it's time. I'm sure it'll probably be an email with instructions. So go check that out. That's all that's up there for now. And then there's another post, Bungie.net/cross-save, that has a little more information, including an FAQ on cross-save specifically, that did at least answer some questions that hadn't been answered yet. Some of the stuff is boilerplate and we've already heard discussed, but it's still up there if you have any questions about cross-save. You'll also be able to hit a button and sign up to be notified when it's available. They mentioned last week that cross-save would be coming this month, in the month of August, and everybody's like, whoa, what? And as promised, cross-save is planned for launch August 21st, just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
really
that's
cool.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. Like it's almost like when we get the patches beforehand, before the big update. Yeah. It's like get that stuff out so we can prep.
It's really smart that they were able to get that done ahead of time so that end of things is kind of smoothed out ahead of the content release. If you think about all that comes with an expansion and the technical stuff, as well as, everybody having to download the software ahead of release and install it and get logged in. Well, imagine if all that was going on, plus a bunch of Guardians were, purchasing expansions and the old content on another platform. Like, I could see some gridlock happening.
Yeah, definitely.
So they thought this through, and I gotta give them props for that.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. Plus it's gonna be just fun, getting all that ready, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And, I say fun because it's prepping for some awesomeness, right? That's always keeps you entertained while you're waiting on an expansion to drop. Plus, you can jump over and try the different platforms and stuff. So,
right. Only thing to keep in mind here, though, is you're not going to be able to play on Steam yet. Right. That doesn't happen until October 1st. Mm-hmm. So, I guess what I would recommend is start building your friends list on Steam with players that you play with and friends. Yeah. And start getting people's Steam IDs, and building a friends list so that on launch, you're not having to fool around with that to find your buds.
Mm-hmm. I think, was it Deej? I mean, he's been following up with tweets and stuff like he did with the cross-save dates, but he had a thread this week, I think, where somebody had asked him. Actually, I think he might have posted it on Reddit, basically saying what I was saying earlier, my hesitation to update and play right now on battle.net is it's like, no, go ahead and do that because all the licenses, as we know, and everything will carry over. So obviously when cross save launches, the clarification is Steam won't be a thing until October 1st. So you can do the whole shebang with licenses and cross save and all that up until that point on battle.net.
Yeah, if you want to, like me and Arrow were actually looking into it and discussing it before the show. So we both know that we're going to be hopping on PC a little bit with our other platform Guardians, right? Mm-hmm. So we're looking at, okay, should we buy the expansions right now? Like, what does that look like? This and that. And if you do go ahead and do that, your license that you get will transfer along with you to Steam on October 1st when you do that. So yeah, not a bad idea. And if you're looking to do that, we were checking it out. If you go into the Blizzard launcher, you can get let me pull this up. So there's a Forsaken. Let's see. I want to say this accurately. Destiny 2 Forsaken Complete Collection is on sale for $39.99, and it gives you Curse of Osiris, Warmind, the Forsaken expansion, as well as this year's annual pass. So pretty good deal. I don't know that they're going to do any better come New Light. My guess is probably this is going to be what they're offering.
Yeah, you were saying, like, do we wait till New Light just in case, obviously some of that we get for free, and it's almost like, man, you get the annual pass and everything, $40. That's worth it.
I don't know if the same deal is up for consoles. If you're looking to move to another console, you might want to check in the stores on that, but usually the sales are the same across stores, right? Like
usually, yeah. I bet they try to streamline it.
But I don't want to misspeak and just assume. But I didn't think to check before we started here. So that's some helpful info. But be sure to sign up on the cross save page to be notified when it's live and get instructions. There is a little bit of an FAQ, and one important thing that we saw that was a big question, especially in our community. In fact, we got an email just this week from Derp fan member Inept Old Fart, and he said, with cross save coming to Shadowkeep, I and others will be playing D2 on more than one platform. Can you clarify what is going to happen to clan membership when the updates occur? Since there will be a possibility of 4 platforms, are we going to be forced to select only one clan, or are we going to be able to have a different clan on each platform we're playing on? So what is the magic answer to that?
Basically, and we can kind of reiterate too. So you basically pick your main set of characters and platform, if you will, and pretty much just look at it as everything follows you with what relates to those characters as far as your progression goes. So you just have to separate licenses, keep that separate, what content
In
you
silver.
own. And silver, yes, exactly, and silver. So in other words, yes, your clan, not necessarily yes, but whatever clan you're in and whatever you designate as your main platform and characters, that's the clan you'll be on every platform.
So their FAQ answer reads, just so we're doubly clear here.
Yes.
Your active account will be included in only one Destiny clan. That will become your clan on all the platforms where you play Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Your active account will only take up one player slot in your clan roster, but you'll have access to your clan teammates who are currently playing on the same platform. As you move from one platform to another, you'll be able to make progress on your clan objectives wherever you play.
There you go.
So I'm sure,
From Bungie.
part of the concern is like, hey, I'm in X clan, and if I go to PC, and there's not people in my clan on that platform, like, well, what do I do? But it looks like they're going to try to keep it simple. And I think this makes sense, although it may not be the most advantageous way for every scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great if you have people in your clans that also play in other platforms. Not so great if, nobody in your clan is also going to PS4 or something,
right? Yeah.
That's just kind of the downside of the system. I guess it's not perfect. As clan administrators, we breathed a huge sigh of relief here.
There was
like, thank
there was
God,
so
now,
much prep leading up to D2 with our clan structures and stuff.
We do know, of course, like there may be some migration, and that's totally expected, understandable. So think about that a little bit and where you're going to be spending your time, and try to nail down, like, what clan do I want to be in? With what friends and stuff, the best you can.
Yeah.
But this
There's
is
so
the way
much.
the cookie crumbles.
So much they have to think about. I mean, we said this on just the game alone, but cross save just seems like a massive headache on the back end. I was even watching our good old friend Houndish this week, and he said, like, all the way down to this, if let's say you got Anarchy on one platform, if you go over to another platform, you will have it because you earned it elsewhere. But if you don't have the licenses to go run that raid, you can't go run the raid. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, you can use the item, but not necessarily the activity.
Right. And it totally makes sense when you say it out loud, but it's just like, wow, okay, there's so many layers here.
Yeah.
You did casually bring up another important one, though, was the silver thing. Silver does not carry over.
Silver is tied to characters and account.
Mm-hmm.
So if you buy silver on Steam, let's say, and you've got like 400 silver sitting in that account and you didn't spend it, right? If you go over to your Xbox account, that silver is not going to be there. It's tied to the platform. But then if you go back to your Steam account, it's still there. So one thing to note is, like, if you currently play on like PS4 and you're going to be moving to PC and you have some silver in your account, you're going to want to go ahead and spend it because you can't take it with you.
Right.
If you buy something, you can take that with you.
Mm-hmm.
So items, like if you get something from the Eververse, you'll be able to access, but not the currency.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me too, Luke Smith put out a thread reiterating again, and they've already said this multiple times about the Bright Dust and the Eververse changes, and basically stating again, you might as well go through your inventory and break down everything that will give you Bright Dust.
There was even I got an in-game message this week about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So I kind of wasn't gonna necessarily do it that thoroughly, but it made me realize, like, okay, there's really no reason why you shouldn't, because
I did a bunch. I didn't do everything because, like, Ghosts and Sparrows, some of them have perks that I I don't want to have
that kind
to
of stuff's a little
re-roll.
separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you
But
can
I got
like
rid of anything I
shaders
don't.
and
Anything I don't use, I was like, dismantle.
yeah, because you're, the kicker is now you're going to get bright dust from actual activity bounties.
Yeah.
So, which is
and
cool.
well, they haven't totally said what else either. Like,
You just won't get them from
know.
Eververse items.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So those are some things to know about cross save. I'm sure there will be more questions and they'll answer those as they come up, but it's coming. It's real soon.
It's crazy. Yep. Exciting.
Next up, they talk about paving the road to launch. And now this has been like, at least in my fire teams, really top of mind lately. How long until the PR juggernaut begins? Like, when are we going to start to see them talk? They've talked conceptually about the update, and we got the awesome Vidoc, of course. We love those. But all right, it's like, you got to give me a little meat here. You got the buns.
The amazing PR machine that is Bungie's team.
They do a great job of talking about the game ahead of it. And we want that. Like, we want to know what's coming. We're really excited. We want to get more details and know what's planned, So finally they're laying out their plans here. First, so they lay out 7 different main bullet points that we're going to get to see here. Here's a sequence of events in the order they will occur. First off is Director's Cut with Luke Smith. So this is like intensely exciting for me, and it just shows how much of a nerd I am. But so Luke Smith had tweeted, when he announced, or when they announced last week about the delay of Shadowkeep, he had put out a tweet and he said, "I'm hoping to publish a state of the game post next week, looking at the last 6 months of learnings from Destiny 2 and outlining the kind of changes we're making to the game in Shadowkeep and why." This week, he posted an update and said, "I've been doing some typing. Part 1 is going to be out early next week. This part looks back at the last 6 months of Destiny. It is about 4,100 words, aka 8 single-spaced pages. Part 2, still under construction, is comparable in size. The wall of text will see you soon."
Can't wait, dude.
Oh my gosh. So to get that deep of a behind the scenes, like eye from someone at that level in Bungie, as well as Luke Smith, which is the player's dev, right? Like,
his actual title now too is, what is it, like franchise something? I think I have to go look here.
It keeps changing. What is he now? He might be franchise director or something like that.
Yeah, let's look him up.
I think it's.
Oh man, I thought it was on it. I'm almost certain it's franchise.
Noseworthy might be game director, and he's franchise director, something like that now.
It just made me.
It's funny because when they did that Kotaku split screen, they were laughing and talking about titles, and like Jason's Schreier was asking, like, so what's the deal with titles there? And they were just kind of laughing. They're like, in game devs, we just kind of make them up. So it's just like he was asking, like, why is it different at every studio? And because every studio has such a different process, like, there's not just like one set of titles like corporate America where, you got COO and CEO and board and blah, 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 Yeah.
Yeah. And it made me think too. I mean, he's up there, and that, like you said, it's cool absolutely. to get that kind of write up from someone at that level, like you said. And then it did make me, have the thought of, like, they're kind of making themselves a little vulnerable as well, and it's kind of what we've seen from them over the last year. I
love that we're getting like
there's a lot of words. That's a
lot
of sentences. That's a lot of opportunity for something to be interpreted the wrong way from the community, and it's cool that they're not worried about that. Almost like the delay, right? Like overwhelmingly seemed like a positive reaction response to it. So there's so many levels of excitement to this. Like there's that aspect. I can't wait to read it. Like you said, the past little bit here, and then especially the going forward, because we've been talking about, they really seem like they are honed in on a plan for our favorite game, right? And it's going to be so awesome to hear from him. So
yeah, so we're getting that next week, so get prepared for a big show talking about that.
Yeah, that
7-hour show. Followed by, so that's Director's Cut with Luke Smith, followed by Armor Customization Preview live stream. So that comes up this coming week, August 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. We're getting an Armor Customization Preview live stream, or Building a Better Monster Killing Machine. They say tune in wherever you feel most at home to watch 3 developers from Bungie build their ideal Titan, Hunter, or Warlock. They'll apply mods, artifacts, and ornaments to build their own version of the perfect monster killing machine. Then we'll test those builds in the new sandbox.
It's like the old days, man, getting a live stream to show us how things are going to work.
But I like that they're going to show off a new system, right? Like, those, I think, are the live streams that I enjoyed the most, like seeing something in action that was totally new. Not, you know, I don't need to see the environment. I don't need to see the activity, but something like this gives us a better clue into what we're getting into, you know?
Yeah, the first one I think of right away was the live stream where we learned about etheric light and bringing the Fatebringer forward and stuff. That might have been 2 different ones, but either way,
but no, those are great examples of
this is how things are changing as far as
you remember
systems.
That live stream before the Taken King, and they brought us in the tower and we saw swords for the first time. We're like, holy cow, look, he's got a sword in his back. That was so funny. That was exciting times.
Good times.
But yeah, so we've got that to look forward to this coming week. So another awesome thing to look forward to there. More Shadowkeep details at Gamescom. That's very soon. Cross-save launch. How seasons will change into year 3. Big one here. PvP reveal for Shadowkeep.
Dude.
I mean,
I was surprised.
You don't do a PvP
6.
for real to be like, hey, we got 6 new maps.
Dude.
Right?
Yeah. It wouldn't even be a number on here if that's all they had. I was surprised, honestly, to see it as number 6, but that's okay. There's a lot going on right now. But PvP is a big one, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I have a personal opinion that the delay has to do with the PvP stuff.
I think so.
That's my, just my gut is telling me.
They almost have to. They almost have to have some sort of in-game PvP ready to go. It may not be trials, but I won't say they have to. It seems
It'd be
like
smart to.
Yeah, how can they not? I guess kind of scenario at this point, right? We've been patiently waiting. Anyways, moving on.
Okay. So, and then finally, an invitation to the Crucible at PAX. So, it sounds like maybe they'll have something new. I don't know if they'll just be doing the same thing they did at Guardian Con, which that could be. Or maybe if they're going to take the same format and do it with a new mode. I don't know. We'll find out.
See.
But lots of exciting things over the next month, really. 2 months, I guess. Some of this will probably be into September. Stuff to look forward to. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, dude. It's, once again,
I wasn't
exciting times.
Really on the hype train yet about Shadowkeep because it felt really far off. Now I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, now it's
this is the fun stuff, right? The expansions are fun, but the whole process is a good time leading up to it. The patches that drop in this case,
right?
And the additional of the cross save dropping, that's exciting. I don't know. That's the whole process is fun. So I didn't even really consider it till you just said it there. I don't think my hype has fully settled in yet, even after reading this. Once I think this kicks off with Luke's write up and then the live stream, like that's when it's just going to be full force.
Yeah, that's when it begins, man. That's when it becomes real.
Yep.
All right, so that is details on what we can look forward to. They talked a little bit about the EAZ and a change that they're going to make that I think is welcomed. One of the missions for, not really missions, but one of the parameters for the rare level armor for Solstice has to do with boss kills. And that parameter was defeat 100 mini bosses. Some of the problem with that was there was really no incentive to finish the activity because the mini bosses, first of all, at the end of the activity, right, didn't count, I believe. So people would just kill the mini bosses, and then when it got to the end part, they would just leave. And so if you're trying to actually run the activity, it was counterproductive.
I've
and that's
never
a lot
been
of
more
bosses
happy
to kill.
to still be on my green set. So I have to finish my strikes. I've been playing Destiny and Crucible a lot and some other things. We'll get into that in a reset. But when I read this, I was like, sweet. I'm almost at my blue set, so this works out great.
Well, I hadn't done that part yet on mine. So what they're doing is bringing that number from 100 to 50.
Thank you.
As well as I think this was in here I read. Yeah, it's in the Destiny player support. Also, completing the final boss round contributes an additional 5 points of progress. Maybe it was that it counted, but it took too long. I'm not sure. I hadn't done it myself, but I know that what was happening was people were leaving the boss fight.
Yeah, I'd seen that on my feeds. Yep.
Yeah, so either it didn't count or it just wasn't time effective, but I think that change of giving an extra 5 points will probably make it worth your while and allow people to complete the activity.
Yeah.
So that's great. And I'm going to wait till next week to do that.
Same.
Till reset, rather. So other news in Destiny player support, of course, on reset, there's going to be a hotfix 2.5.1. Starts. They're doing some background maintenance Monday, August 12th, when you're hearing this show, at 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Pacific. And then Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., they'll be doing maintenance to set up the hotfix. There will be the changes to Solstice that we mentioned. There was a problem with the emblems that were granted last reset. The two that came with, for the special activities of Lord of Wolves and Prometheus Lens. If you got those, you couldn't get them from collections if you were awarded those. So this will enable those in collections. They also mention ahead of time, refer a friend will no longer be available following the launch of cross save on August 21st because of the changes to how Bungie.net identifies player licenses. So you'll need to do that if you want to take advantage of that before cross save starts. And then they have the movies of the week.
Yes. I have to ask you, I think it was last week. Did you watch the Mario Kart one?
Yes. Those were great.
Wasn't that one great? I loved that one. That's in my
really
top
funny.
5, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I liked it. Oh, they had the other metalification of the raid song. Which was amazing.
Yep.
Love it. Can we just get the whole Destiny soundtrack?
Yeah, please.
But metal, please.
Might as well.
Yeah.
This montage here is pretty cool. It's like, I looked how long it was. I was like, this has to be the longest montage ever. But I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I think it's like 10 plus minutes.
See, I like montages, but I can't do more than like 3 minutes of a montage.
Yeah, well, it can get rough. It's the intro. You can't have too long of an intro without the crispy headshots kicking in, right?
Right.
But,
Or something.
yes.
I think it's tough though, like for those really good players that have a lot of highlights to par it down, you know?
Yep. The other one's the other one's great too. It's 9 seconds long. If that's not the opposite, where he kills the striker and then dodges the striker. Did you watch that one? It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I can get behind the short clips. I like those.
9 seconds.
Pretty short. That's all you needed. So Cosmo and Dimji were both out this week. And so our old friend Deej wrote the old twab this week. He had some really strange tweets if you were paying attention.
Yeah. And then he threw the bird in the little comma there.
Yeah, he was cracking me up.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know what got into him, but
I'm still not up to speed with the bird connection.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
I don't know if there is anything.
Where does any of this stuff come from?
Yeah.
Cats, the birds, the bread, you know.
I asked for dogs because they tweeted out that their Deej wasn't going to put any cats in this twab. And I said, can we get some dogs?
How about dogs? Well, it was like National Cat Day the other day, too.
It was, yep.
Yeah. Which I like cats.
Yeah.
Dogs
My wife told
too.
me it was international something else, ice cream as well. I'm like, it is no joke.
Wow.
It's something every day. I think it
Well,
was
yeah,
the
they
same
literally
day.
have a holiday for every day, you know.
Yeah. Well, we like
All
ice
right.
cream in our household.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ice cream? We've never talked about that.
You know, I'd probably have to say just like an Oreo type of flavor.
Cookies and cream?
Yeah, like a cookies and cream. I like now I am pretty simple with ice cream. I like just vanilla with some Hershey's syrup on it or some kind of chocolate syrup. Like that's just
Nice.
good old classic delicious. Not like a sundae either. Sundaes are good, but I'm fine with like just both being cold, the syrup and the ice cream.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah. So I do like cookies and cream. I will say, and no one else in my house feels this way, but I'm not a big fan of like stuff in my ice cream, like
Really?
chunky stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like cookies and cream. I can abide, but anything else where there's like chocolate chip cookie dough
Random
or
surprising chunks.
yeah, just chunks of like nuts or like just any of that. I don't care for it.
That's like me and donuts. I don't like filling in my donuts, dude. I don't want any surprises.
See, I never did filling in my donuts, and then
I don't
my
like it.
wife is like a huge fan of like cream filled, and I started branching out a little bit. And there's some good ones out there.
I could probably get down on it. Yeah, but like just
Raspberry
some,
jelly or
see
like
that
cream,
no, I could probably just do
lemon
like
cream.
maybe a cream, but I just like my caramel or chocolate Long John, man. And that's
Long John. What the heck is that? Is that like a
that's
eclair?
what we call them here. Yeah, like just the
okay.
the long
Like
rectangular with rounded edges, if you will, donuts.
Yeah,
yeah. We call them Long
Yeah.
Johns here.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
A Long John.
But
I love regional stuff, man.
Back to the ice cream, dude. My crew, my wife and kids, I like ice cream, but they like. I'm like I've said it, like the Oreos and milk. My son's kind of the same way, but they love ice cream. Like,
Man,
love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I do too. Don't get me wrong; it's good, but like it's the equivalent of Oreos and milk for me.
mine are the same way. Like literally, and this may sound like really bad, but my kids eat ice cream every night. Like
that they love.
we're
it
not
that
giving them a
much.
ton, but like that is
Yep.
after dinner snack for them. Like ice cream, it's fully expected. I don't know how this happened. They just love, freaking love ice cream that much.
I give my wife trouble because I always did as we were dating and got married over the years and stuff. Like she's always her dad's that way, and then it's passed down to our kids. Like I said, like you, it sounds like I like ice cream. I mean, I could even say I love it, but like it's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I'm not on ice cream. I'm on ice cream like maybe once a week, if that's what
Right.
They're on it like if they could have it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they
that's
would.
it, man.
You know,
That's it exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
And hey, man, that's cool. You know,
Yep.
I wouldn't let them do that because it's terrible for their health. But
See, that's me with Oreos. I can or Chips Ahoy. Just give me a glass of milk and a couple of cookies, and I'm setting
cookies,
pretty.
man. Chocolate chip cookies, any kind of cookie.
Show's
That's it
over
for me. Yep. Well, so okay, but I like totally dodged the question that I do like cookies and cream.
Sorry,
but
yes,
really my
derailed it.
favorite is just Dutch chocolate ice cream, not
Ooh,
just
okay.
not milk chocolate. It's
Okay.
got to be Dutch chocolate, like the processed chocolate. It's so good.
Okay. You know what's something else too? You know when you're getting kind of old, when you start liking like butter pecan ice cream,
Butter pecan's pretty good.
or
man.
but like a butterscotch flavor. The other day, I don't remember how long ago, I was like, butterscotch isn't too bad now. I'm like, okay, I'm old.
Yeah,
I like butterscotch.
That's definitely an old man thing to like. Like I know for a fact some of my friends are listening to this and they're like groaning because I talk about some of the desserts I like, and like I'm a really big fan of homemade carrot cake and homemade apple pie, and it's all I talk about. And anytime I bring it up, my friends are just like, "Okay, old man, like go eat your carrot cake and
That's too funny.
go to bed at 7:00 or whatever."
Which and that's great. We need like a speak pipe from them.
Yeah,
calling you out in some of these
probably.
fire team chats.
It's probably best that we don't.
Don't do that. Another one would be, which I've always liked these Werther's Originals, man. Like those are.
Oh yeah, dude, I love some Werther's.
Those are delicious.
See, I'd probably get some flack off of that too.
Yeah. Now Reasons are good too. I haven't had a Reason in forever.
Those are good.
Those are good. All right, we better quit. We better get back on track.
But
Moving on.
like my favorite ice cream treat though is a Sonic Blast.
There you go. Yeah.
And a Oreo Sonic Blast. And see, the
Oreo,
difference
dude.
is that as opposed to cookies and cream, it's vanilla ice cream with Oreo, and that's what makes it.
Yeah, I like.
But then with the whipped cream,
DQ, just Oreo Blizzards, classic and good.
I don't like DQ's ice cream.
Really? Yeah, I can
It's
do
really
that.
not.
I can do it.
Like very flavorful to me.
I usually will get a Oreo or a Butterfinger. Butterfinger's good.
Yeah, Butterfinger.
But yeah, anyways, I was derailing us a bit. We finally got to your favorite. So there it is.
Okay.
We got it.
So that's the food talk for this episode. Oh, I got to give a shout out to my buddy Gamester. He sent me some chips this week. They're called Tim's, and they're like a Seattle thing, I guess, or like a Washington thing, and they're kettle cooked. And they're delicious.
Were these the ones you were texting me saying, dude, we got any chips in our P.O. box?
No,
Or is this
that's
a different
different.
I remember, I think, what you're talking about on those.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
We
Chips
were
in the
just
P.O.
talking
box.
one night, and he was like, "Oh, have you ever had these?" I was like, "No," and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you some." So he just sent me like a case of kettle cooked chips, and me and my kids all been like feasting on them. They're pretty good. I love kettle cooked chips.
Well, we haven't accomplished sticking on topic, but what we have accomplished is I'm hungry.
Yep.
I'm now
I
hungry.
need a snack after this. You know what? I have an apple pie in the fridge to eat.
Oh, dude.
So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, we got some homemade chocolate chips, and we got some milk in the
Nice.
fridge.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
All right. Well, let's get this show done so we
Let's
can
do
get
it.
our snacks. All right. So now that the news is done, and I believe that's all the news at the moment, we've got a special little segment for you this week.
Yes.
This is going to be hopefully the first of many, but friend of the show, if you're familiar, he was on
Not too long
a few
ago.
months ago. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Anon Pig. He is a lore enthusiast, if you would, and he is on the Loose. He does the Loose Cannon show, which they do like, I believe it's every other Sunday morning. They do it live on Twitch. But you should follow him on Twitter because he has a lot of great content on Twitter. He puts up like
Whole
help with
threads,
finding
right?
like,
Too.
yeah, threads on like finding lore stuff and like looking into like just spin foil hat stuff. And like today I was looking through, he had gone through the Vidoc and like screen capped a bunch of stuff. It was really interesting. So go follow him on Twitter. But he does a lot of fun lore stuff. And so we asked him, hey, would you be willing to do a little segment for our listeners? And he did oblige. So this is the loose working title. I'm going to call it A Little Bit of Lore with a Non-Pig. We're going to hear this week about Toland the Shattered. Let's listen.
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, I'm a non-pig, and today I'm going to talk to you about Toland the Shattered. For the veteran players, Toland should be a name well known. For many, the first time they saw his name was when they turned in a bounty and were sent on a quest, via the Mentor Missive, to recreate his infamous pulse rifle, the Bad Juju. Toland was a warlock from long ago. He was an expert and a fanatic of the Hive. His obsessions led him to being exiled from the city, but when a war with the Hive broke out on the moon, the Praxic warlock Ariana III and the hidden hunter Eris Morn sought him out to join a raid team on the god leading the enemy assault, Crota. Crota had won the Battle of Mara Imbrium, which became known as the Great Disaster due to the number of guardians who died, and was instructed by his father, Oryx the Taken King, to retreat into his throne to plan for the final attack on the Traveler. This maneuver gave the team, also now including Veltarlo, Omar Aga, and Saimoda, an opportunity to strike him at his most vulnerable. This team of 6 was no more successful than the many teams who stormed the moon in the main attack. One by one they began to get killed, with Eris being the only survivor in the traditional sense. Toland survived too, just not with his body. While it's unknown if Toland always intended for everything to end this way, or if he just saw an opportunity and took it, Toland met the death singer AER0KNIGHT and sang her song with her, transcending from his physical form and becoming an ascendant entity that we've seen in places like the King's Fall raid. After watching us kill Oryx but not mantle his throne, Toland wasn't pleased with us, but this went according to Mars Sam's plan, which might be how he found himself wandering throughout the ascendant plane of the Dreaming City as well. We first encounter the glowing orb that is now Toland in the last mission of the Forsaken campaign, where he lightly mocks us, saying that we've entered a place of scheming queens. We can also find him in the Ascendant challenges around the Dreaming City, where he tells us a variety of things. Sometimes he talks about Eris, sometimes he recites some of his Destiny 1 Grimoire lines, but most interesting might be how he alludes to the worm god Zol, a primary enemy of the Warmind DLC, wasn't actually Zol at all. Most recently though, we were reintroduced to the Bad Juju, only this time it seems we didn't just build it from the schematics in Toland's journals, but we've obtained the actual Bad Juju. Callus discovered the frame of the pulse rifle from the Ascendant plane on the Leviathan, and since his loyalists didn't have much success defeating what can only be described as an Ascendant floating Volter skull, just like the one on Bad Juju, we were sent in to deal with it. This would actually be the third weapon of legend that we've been given since Forsaken, the first two being Jaren Ward's Last Word and Rezalazir's Thorn/Rose. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of Toland the Shattered.
Mr. Pig, thank you for that reading. I know in the future we'll hear more about other interesting Destiny characters.
Yeah.
If he can spare the time to do these for us. He's a busy
Exciting.
guy, but he said I can try to do that every so often. So it won't be every week, but we'll hear back from him. And I just thought it'd be fun to, I know a lot of our listeners love to learn about things in Destiny and about the lore, and this is a great way to catch up on figures. You know, Toland, we just saw in the really cool Bad Juju quest and missions and stuff, and he's one of my favorite Destiny characters, even though we haven't seen too much of him.
Yeah, and like you kind of had hinted at, we've had kind of wanted to do something like this for a long time, so it's excellent that it's a non, and we hope it's here and there. And we always like to talk about the lore. There's always so much to talk about now. It ends up being the thing that doesn't make it as much into the show.
Well,
so
if you open that can of worms, do you guys want 4-hour shows?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Maybe you do, but I don't know if everybody does.
It's back in the day, we were talking about this before we hit record tonight. Back in some of those D1 time periods, we had some time to talk about lore.
Yeah.
Now there's just always so much going on, man. It's a different ball game. So.
Yep. But hey, if that sparked your interest in Toland, go to Ishtar Collective, which is probably the easiest place on the internet to find lore. And you can pretty much do a string search and find stuff where he is mentioned and read entries. And just go. I just always try to encourage people. There's a lot of great content creators that produce lore related content, but the best way to learn Destiny lore is just go read it. Just go read it. Just go sit down, go read some of that stuff. Dive in. It's really fun. There's a ton of stuff there to read too.
Yeah, it can make any expansion too that much more rich. I mean, specifically for me, it was Black Armory. I know there's been many examples, but for whatever reason, I totally honed in on Black Armory, and it was super fun.
Yeah, some cool stuff, some cool storytelling going on in that expansion.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is that segment. Thank you again, Anon Pig.
Yeah. Thank you. Cyborg.
Arrow.
Nope.
Yes.
Don't do it. Wait. Cyborg. How was your reset, buddy?
I was wondering who was going to get it this week. Man, I hadn't been on much for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, you've got tons going on.
Yeah, if I haven't caught you up recently, I bought a house this summer, and then that house needed renovations. So I then renovated said house and then moved into said house, and then had to like clean up my old house. So there was a lot going on.
Congratulations, of course. I don't even know we were talking about it.
Thank you, man.
Probably at some point said it already.
Yeah, it was a big milestone. We, purchased our first home, and it's an amazing house, and we're really blessed. And
exciting.
Like we got really what we needed, like space-wise, location-wise. We got a good price, and we're just overjoyed, and we have a bunch of space for us and for the kids, and it's just fantastic. So we're super happy, and we feel really lucky, but it was just a lot of work to get us there. So things have been a little crazy. And then last week when we had moved, I had everything set up to get our internet and stuff moved, and
the old internet stories
that didn't work out. Yeah, when we had Uverse, AT&T Uverse. I had swapped to them. I had Cox before, and if you've been listening for a long time, you know why I swapped. I had a whole thing with them and their problems, and so I was pretty happy with Uverse. But when they came out the day we were moving to move service, like the lines to the house were bad. Understandable. Like, okay, they couldn't have predicted that. Not anybody's fault. So they're like, it might be a couple days for us to get a tech out here. This was on like a Saturday, and I was like, okay. So they come out like that Monday, and they run new lines to the house. Like, awesome, brand new copper going to the house. It's gonna be great. We get good connection, but then just like nobody came to install.
Ooh.
I started calling and like trying to get somebody out, and they just basically, long story short, weren't gonna show up for like 2 weeks to set up her service. And I was like, guys, this doesn't work.
That no work.
Not going to work for me. And I tried and tried to give them opportunities to sort it out, and they just couldn't and refused to. So I had to swap back to Cox, and Cox showed up the same day I called them to install it. I was like, awesome. Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of that company, but
that's works.
A good way to start it.
Yeah.
Now, everything didn't go smooth with that either, but I'm not going to get into that. It's working. It's everything's set up. Everything's fine now. And I got better internet service now than I had. I have like 300 down, 60 up or something, which is pretty good.
Very nice.
Yeah. In some places around here, they have gigabit now, but they didn't have that in my neighborhood. But yeah, so I have internet again, but for like a good part of last week, I didn't.
No, you text me and said, we won't have internet until this date. And I'm like, dude, that's the thing about moving. With everything else, it's like trying to coordinate stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like transferring all the utilities and mail and changing your address. I mean, I was just like, man, there's all kinds of stuff I had to do. Right
in the middle of solstice or right at the beginning.
I know. But hey, I'm playing Destiny again, and I had a lot to catch up on. Doing the Solstice thing. I'm on my blue set of armor for my Titan. I'm not going to do it on multiple characters because, no thank you.
Yeah.
I did it last year. I feel like last year was, and a lot of people felt it was pretty grindy. I feel like last year wasn't as bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about this year's objectives, but it feels excruciating finishing some of this stuff.
Like the strikes, which I enjoy strikes. I've just been on a Crucible kick, and I don't know what it is. 10 strikes just is like, I don't know.
It's just a real time sink.
Yeah.
And I'm just going through all this, and I'm like, I don't have the time to do all this. And I'm busy, but it's not even like we're talking about, I can't like play a little extra. I mean, I'd have to be playing like 6-8 hours a night to get through all this in 3 weeks. Like,
all the characters, you mean?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
And then the reward just doesn't feel worth it to me.
The Sparrow.
Yeah, and then, it's cool that we'll have Armor 2.0 on these sets, but I mean, we're going to get other ones right away anyways. Like, I couldn't care less. So I'm just going to do it on one character so I can get the triumphs done, right? And I'll masterwork probably that set. I've played a little bit of the EAZ as necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this, like, it's a cool activity. I was just blown away at like how they made this whole new area.
Yeah.
And it's really cool and very vertical,
Yeah.
They definitely designed it to try to get you lost.
Oh, sometimes it is a little, I don't know. It's trying to get through some of the buildings and get around to here or there and falling off this, like, and I'm a pretty decent jumper. It's like, man, can we just get an open area other than just the middle? But I agree with you. Like, to have a whole new space to experience some sort of wave-based mode like that, it definitely outweighs any of that other stuff. So I've been enjoying it too.
Yeah, but it is fun. I think it's a cool spin on. It's almost taking like a little bit of the Festival of the Lost, forest that we had in October, which it had like killing bosses built. This is just like, hey, you just go kill bosses. You've got to find them and jump around and follow them. And then you have like this treasure hunt at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You got to scramble around to where you killed them all and like know where they were and try to get them as quick as you can. It's fun. Like, it's a cool thing. It's original. I don't know if I'd want to like play hours upon hours and upon hours, but it's a cool thing to do as part of the event.
Yeah, I agree.
But what else have I done? I finished my my bounties for the tribute hall. I've got my full discount.
Oh, nice.
That was a grind. Oh my gosh, 80 of those. Ugh.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe you're done with that.
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of extra work having to do all those, and every bounty requires you to not die, so some of them would just get frustrating, right?
I've been there.
Yeah. Like, just accidentally you fell off a cliff and you're like, oh god, just almost
strike that, one, right? You think would be easy, but it's like, not always.
Not always. It depends on what strike you're on.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished that, and I think I have one tribute left, which is I got to go into the Scourge of the Pass raid wearing Callus themed armor. I'm going to try to do that this weekend. So I did that, and I got Wendigo. I didn't really grind that quest. I just put on grenade launchers and strikes this season because there was, I feel like, a lot of different things that required strikes this season. And so as I was doing stuff, I just would wear that stuff, and I finished it, doing my solstice grind.
Nice.
And
Congrats, man.
Powerful. It's a powerful little grenade launcher.
Yeah, I'm working on it as well. I'm about halfway through it, I think.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Been doing the same thing, just kind of throwing on a grenade launcher every time I go on a strike.
Mm-hmm. And I just picked up that Bad Juju Catalyst.
Nice, man.
Almost got that done.
Not anywhere close to that.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, if you wait until you have like the full discount, it's not that bad of a material sink.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the people that just paid for all that stuff at full price almost that had to spend so many materials,
Mm-hmm.
It's not so bad.
Not too bad.
It's not too bad. I wanted to mention, I didn't get to talk about because I wasn't here last week, but the delay.
Right. Yeah.
Of Shadowkeep. What did you think? I got to listen to like half the show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch everything you guys talked about last week. What was your overall take on the delay? What do you think?
Man, one way I described it, I think, was as I read through it, I was kind of compared to like back in the day if a GTA was delayed or something. You're like, man, like, of course you respect more time to make the game better.
Yeah.
Those kind of like hurt a little bit. This one in particular, I just kind of read it and I don't think I had a moment at all of it being delayed, of like being not happy about it. I was like, okay, that's totally fine. I got plenty to do.
It's not a full game, right? Like this is an
yeah.
expansion to a game. We're already playing said game, and we have a lot of other stuff to play right now.
Yep. I was like, sweet, I have more time to do these things that I want to do before this launches. Anyways,
yeah, I felt that
what are your
too.
thoughts?
I felt that too. Because I really want to get the Shadow title, but I've got some of the more challenging stuff to do. I've got to do the heroic, flawless boss kills in Menagerie and do the Crown of Sorrows flawless. And that takes a little coordination. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get my team sorted, motivated to do it. But this gives me like all of September to do that.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So like there's the good parts of it. Like I think it's great that they're going to take a little extra time to make it good in whatever whatever it is that allowed them to do, whether it's like more QA or to change or improve a feature. We don't really know. We may find out more soon here about why the delay is. But whatever it is, I mean, I think a lot of people agree now, like, hey, take the time and do it right, you know? But my only gripe, and this is very personal and selfish, is that it pushes into a weird time of the year for me. Like Octobers are always super crazy for me. It's my birthday. It's my wife's birthday. It's LSU football season, which there's always a lot to do around here when that's going on. Halloween's at the end of the month. There's like school stuff with the kids going on. It's just always busy. And so, I'm going to need to take time off or want to take time off to play. But then like the following week, I have to go out of town for 3 days to go to a friend's wedding.
Yeah, right.
That's going to cut into like the second week of the expansion. And I'm like, all right, wedding, cool, but come on. It's like that's a once in a lifetime thing, and I'm complaining about a game, but it's just like it's not the most ideal, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
It does. I mean, you do instantly kind of look, at all the things that are more important around that are landing around it.
Yeah, obviously stuff that's more important than a video game.
But it's still part of your routine and your your fun, and you wanted to be able to fit it in.
Yeah, but at least it's not like the first week, right?
Yeah, that would be rough.
So I'll have that week to experience all those things. I'm really excited to hear about the new raid and the new raid race being both on a weekend and utilize the challenge system. That's pretty cool news.
Yeah, very cool.
Very exciting. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I think this is a good thing, and I'm excited to see it come out. Also, it's going to get the game out of the way of some other big releases.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that too.
Borderlands, there's Zelda coming out that month. I don't know what else, but I think that's good. It'll give people time that want to play that and not feel like they have to choose, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So how was your reset, man? What's going on?
Dude, it's been good. I had a pretty random reset. I decided to fit in some other games randomly. Not that I have time with the things I want to get done in Destiny, but with the game time we have, but I don't know why. I just got an itch to play Red Dead. And then before I get into that, I mean, the Destiny stuff that I played with Solstice, of course, working on like I said, I'm still on my green armor, and all I need to do is finish my strikes for the chest piece and the boots. But the reason I'm still on my green set is because I just can't get out of the Crucible, dude. I have been playing Rumble like crazy. I'll go into a quick play to warm up, and then I'll jump into like a decent amount of Rumble games, and then I'll usually like jump back in a quick play or something, just because after you sweat in Rumble's so fun, man, because I played it so much back in D1. It's just back 1v moments, and it gets you just on. I mean, you're just in the zone after you've played a Rumble match or two, and then you jump into quick play and you got a whole team, and it feels like the easy button. I won't say the easy button. It's just like, man, there's just people lining up everywhere.
Have your head on a swivel,
right? Yeah. And I don't know what I've been bitten with the Rumble bug the past couple weeks, and I got back out. I needed to get hand cannon kills on that part of the Lumina quest, and I whipped back out my last word and my beloved, because I've been running Revoker a lot since I got it. Just really been enjoying it, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I think I like Revoker better than Beloved. Well, I hadn't gotten my Beloved back out, and I did that this week, and I don't know which one I like better, dude. Like, I love that they're in different slots because I can use two different loadouts, but that Beloved, dude, with my last word, it is just as crispy as it gets. I mean, it is such a good sniper, and I was so lucky, like on my third or fourth drop, I got the quick draw snapshot one. And I don't know. Maybe that's part of the reason why I can't get out of the Crucible. I'm just using these fun loadouts. But anyways, so hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the weekend I'll be up to the blue, at least the blue armor, because I don't want to get in that scenario where it's like the last couple days and I have to do all that grinding. And
it feels worse if you have to do it all without like being able to break it up or do something like, I think, and this is, hey, do what makes you happy. But I think that some people get so excited to like complete something or feel like they earned it or whatever, that they grind it really, really, really hard. And then they get the thing, and then they're just like, oh, I don't have any motivation anymore.
Right.
I'm like, I wouldn't be either after you just sat there for 12 hours and finished the whole set, that's work and punishment. There's no play in that.
And like Solstice, even for one character, is, you can obviously see it's designed to cater to at least a decent few hour play session here and there to grind the set out. So I would just advocate, like, mix it up a little bit, like don't. It's so funny. I had the Crucible stuff done in a second, and then the strikes, which I like strikes. I spend time doing strikes, and I'm trying to get Wendigo, but I've got that Crucible bug right now, man. And for whatever reason this week, the past couple weeks, somehow Red Dead ended up back on my radar, and I have that game. I've only played it for like a total of 5 hours maybe, and I'm like, man, that just sounds fun. Like, I just want to go fishing and like explore a world like that on my off Destiny time. And so I started playing it and really having fun, like super good time. And then I don't even know what's happening this week, Then it comes across my feed that the next update for No Man's Sky is coming out. And that game is the most interesting game. The Beyond update's coming out where they're adding more, even more multiplayer elements and stuff like that. And that is a game, just an exact example of a game that I probably would still be lost in. I bought it day one, but I probably would still be lost in that game if it wasn't for Destiny. And that's not a bad or good or bad thing.
I was on it pretty hard when what was it called? The
Next update
came out. Yeah, and I picked
I re-downloaded it all when that came out. Yep.
I was on it, man, and sinking a bunch of time into it, but I think that was in between something.
Right.
In Destiny.
And that's not to say it's a bad thing. I love having Destiny. Like, wouldn't have it any other way. But like, No Man's Sky is my kind of game. And I've decided, I saw that and I'm like, all right, I'm downloading it. Like, I'm downloading it. I'm going to start fresh. And I've said this before on the show with other games. It's an example of a game that would balance really well with Destiny. Not in the way, because it's a huge world, but in the way that you can kind of jump off of Destiny and jump onto it and have like, just kind of chill, right? Not that you can't do that in Destiny, but not have like necessarily any very immediate specific goals. You can kind of just explore. So I'm like, all right, I want to jump in this again and see, maybe I won't play Red Dead right now. Maybe the time is to jump into No Man's Sky.
It's definitely the kind of game where you can get a little bit of zen.
Right. After a night of Crucible, just turn it off if it's not already bedtime, which it usually is. 2:33 in the morning, and then just throw on No Man's Sky. I even threw on Spotify in the background, threw on my instrumental playlist, dude, and I'm just like zoning out in the space world. I had a blast. I think now I'm in this predicament where I'm like, man, I'm really feeling Red Dead, but then all of a sudden here's No Man's Sky, and I kind of want to play something else right now too. That's like, I got to pick one of those. I can't try to balance both of those games. And Destiny, it's like not happening. So anyways, for whatever reason this week, I decided to start playing other stuff. And then on top of that, I was telling you before the show, my son and I, we play video games and we play the Lego game, which is awesome, building our own Lego world and stuff, but we've played it before. But this weekend, for some reason, we kicked on Minecraft again. Took him like 30 minutes, man. I was showing him the menus and this or that. And before you know it, dude, we got 2 houses built. We're building a secret tunnel from one to the other. And I'm loving watching him play it, dude, and playing it with him. And I'd never spent like a ton of time in Minecraft, but again, it's the exact kind of game I like. Just getting lost, building things, imagination going wild. It's great for kids. We're just playing creative mode. And he's like super pumped to play it. It was just today, and I could see like he's excited to play it. He asked me a couple times when we went to bed, like, can we play Minecraft a little more? I'm like, we will, dude. We will tomorrow. Like, it's late. It's bedtime. So anyways, another game this week. I'll put all
open worlds there.
Yeah, dude. I'll put the other 2 aside to play that with him, man. Like, I'll play Destiny and Minecraft. It's you know what I mean, dude. When you're playing games with your kids, like, it's to see them do and enjoy what we've done for so long. Like, it's such a blast, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love seeing them light up when they just kind of run across like this idea of what a game can do,
Yep, and the world you can dive into, especially the creative, when they start getting creative with games like Minecraft. It's just so cool. But anyways, dude, that's been my reset. I'm all over the place, man. And I don't even feel like I played that much this week. But apparently I played enough. I'm randomly fitting in this stuff. I'll keep you posted. I'm really leaning towards, even though I really want to play it, shelving Red Dead again. Man, I want to play that game so bad. But and diving into No Man's Sky a little bit. But we'll see. Who knows? Shadowkeep comes out, and then it's like, what?
No Man's Sky, man, I know well enough to stay away because it's one of those games that'll totally suck me in. Yeah, and I'll just get real deep and like lost in it.
And since Next they like released the Abyss or whatever, which is like underwater bases, and there was another one too that they released. I forget. Visions is what it was called. I don't remember exactly what it added, but all this stuff's free too. That's the other thing, man. Like it's all free updates.
It's crazy.
So anyways, anything else you did, Ben?
Not really. I keep trying. I don't know if I just don't understand how it works, but I keep trying to get the last piece of gear that I need for the Reckoner title, which is like an Invader helmet. And I swear I've done this bounty. This is like the third or fourth time I'm on it, but
it takes some dedication to get that title.
It won't give me the right helmet. I keep getting an Outlawed when I should be getting Notorious.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm about to do it again for another week. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but I don't feel like it's working the way it should. I'm going to try it again this week, and we'll see what I get. But that's like the last gear piece that I need for the collection for that title. And then I have to, I just have to do like complete the different role triumphs. Like there's Triumphant Collector, Invader, Reaper, and Sentry, right? And they all just require a lot of Gambit Prime play in the different roles. I'm probably like 60 to 70% done with each of them. So my goal is to get that title before the end of the month, because if you want to purchase the pin, you have till August 31st. So I'm trying to finish that title this month, and that's now once I can get my legendary Solstice set, I think that's where I'll be spending all my time the next couple of weeks.
That's cool, man. That's
just priming it up.
Yeah,
priming it. Got to catch them all.
Strategy to prep playing our favorite game.
Yeah, I like collecting stuff. If you didn't catch on,
yes.
But that was our resets.
Plenty going on.
Hope you enjoyed. Let us know how your reset went.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. Tweet at us or email us your reset.
Tweet us those hot bread memes, fam. It's lit.
What are you getting?
Speaking of hearing from the community, how about some Dirt Fam discourse?
Yeah, dude. We got a couple things this week. We got a quick response to the Speak Pipe challenge, didn't we?
Hey,
we got good old time Dirt Fam member Willis33 is answering the call from last week. I think we you want to take a listen to that first off here?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wait, he wears socks to bed? Wow, you think you really know someone. Oh hey, it's Willis33, accepting CK Shockers Speak Pipe Challenge. Seriously though, who wears socks to bed? Although I have been told I have Fred Flintstone feet, so maybe it's just me. Anyways, the important stuff. A number of years ago, I walked into my local GameStop asking for something different than next year's EA's NHL that I was always playing. And that's how I got into Destiny. I'm no beta boy, but I caught it pretty early and soloed for a while. Then did some research and found the Destiny Reset podcast. Looking back, I would never have imagined how much a game or gaming community would have positively impacted my gaming experience by so much. So thank you to Arrow and Cyborg for creating this amazing community, and all the guardians behind the scenes that help sustain it as well. I am truly grateful for everyone that has had the misfortune of bringing this subpar warlock onto its fire team. And I'm so thankful that an awesome group of guardians still let me play with them today, especially after a bit of wine. So I'm passing the challenge to a guardian that will likely have a lot less time to game, but a lot more awesomeness in his life soon. Also, he doesn't wear socks to bed, so he's A-OK in my book. The one and only co-founder. Thanks again, Willis33.
Willis, thanks for answering the challenge. I mean, I feel you, man. I don't wear socks to bed, but this guy.
Dude, I don't know what's up with my random tweets this week, but I was having fun. People were awesome. And yes, I wear socks to bed.
Food and your socks to bed. I mean, do you take cold showers? You're basically a serial killer.
No, I don't, actually. It's funny. I take actually the complete opposite. Extremely
Are you one of those super hot shower takers?
Yep. Like
my wife is like, man.
Super hot. I feel like we've talked about this before.
I don't like it hot, like crazy hot. I do. Just like it, maybe like probably a couple notches below you, but
Cyborg does not like it hot. Everybody notate that.
No, calm down. Like I like it hot, but not, I don't care for volcano temperatures.
I do.
And see, I talk about all the funny ways my wife is just because I love her and I think she's so unique. But she also likes her food mega hot. Like burn your mouth.
I love
hot.
Spicy food.
Yeah. And I don't know, like temperature.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't get it, man. Like she
Yeah,
wants
no.
to burn her mouth, and I'm
No,
just
I don't
like,
want that.
but the flavor, and she's so
I
if the
don't-
food
yeah.
is warm, which is suitable for me, it is rejected by her. It must
that's
be
interesting.
hot. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't want to like play the like tossing it from cheek to cheek hot, like spit it back
man.
out. That's no
not
fun.
fun.
But yeah, no, to wrap it all back up, I definitely wear socks to bed. I'm always cold, dude. Like
You
I
wanna be
have
toasty.
I have I enjoy when it's chilly in the house and you kind of get under the covers, but for whatever reason, I don't do cold feet, man. Like I want my feet to be warm, and I have my heater on in my office at work, like in July, and it's hot here in July because it's cold. It's kind of cold in my office.
Cold when you sit at a desk a lot.
Yeah,
because of your because you get poor circulation.
True, very true.
So I feel you on that.
I don't know what it is. I don't like my feet to be cold. I have to be really hot, wake up like really hot to take them off. But some people tweeted that back at me too. They're like, yeah, I start with socks on and then I usually kick them off halfway through the night or something.
Yeah, that
it was just funny.
Yeah.
I joked. I tweeted out and said, man, I get like decent combos going when I tweet about Destiny, but I tweet about socks or burnt food and it's like it's showtime.
I feel like those are your most hitting tweets, man. You talk about some preferences that people have about stuff, and you can really start a riot.
New
Twitter,
new podcast time. Cyborg, you down for another show?
If it's about socks and Pop-Tarts, sure.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Burnt Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts are the best. All right, but back to Willis.
Yeah, sorry, Willis. Willis.
Thanks for your response, man. We're so glad to have you in the community. I know you've been in the community for a long time, and we're glad that you found a place you call home, and you have so many great people that you can play with. And another great Guardian has been challenged. It's co-founder, and he's
Booyah.
up. Booyah. So answer the SpeakPipe challenge. You go to speakpipe.com/Destiny Reset, and you must talk. There's no rules about what you have to talk to. Honestly, you just got to talk. Yep.
Send us an email and say somebody left you a SpeakPipe.
Been challenged in the ways of old. I think we've got an email next, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it because you're probably gonna answer it. Something you and Mert talked about.
Oh,
you ready?
Yes.
Jason, aka Glaive. Raid difficulty and matchmaking. Hey Derp. On episode 237, you discussed both raid matchmaking and difficulty as two different topics. I think the two are very related. Matchmaking is acceptable as long as the difficulty is low enough. For raids and Nightfalls in Destiny 2, that difficulty level is high enough that matchmaking wouldn't always work out. Having a less difficult option for each activity is the solution, in my opinion. Nightfalls are the more difficult non-match-made version of strikes. Raids do not have an easier match-made version, and that is what they need. As a long-time World of Warcraft player, that game provides a good example of making group activities more accessible with multiple difficulty levels and subsequently multiple reward levels. In Warcraft, the easier difficulties are match-made with less powerful rewards. Additionally, the raids in Warcraft allow for flexibility in group size. For Destiny 2, I think an easier, more flexible, and match-made version of each raid would be a welcome addition. Love the show. Jason, a.k.a. Glaive. There you go. What do you think, man? You and Mark talked about this.
Yeah, I think that he has a great point, that matchmaking for raids and difficulty probably need to both, be addressed together. I remember discussing this with Merc a little bit about, normal and heroic, or whatever it could be or will be. We used to have normal and heroic, and then we had, prestige versions of the raid, but essentially different difficulties or challenges. And that system has changed a bit over time. But I agree that if raid matchmaking were to be implemented, I think for it to be successful, we would likely need a version of the raid that was a normal and heroic type. You know, I don't know if 3 different difficulties would be worth the investment, you know, like an easy mode, but I've always kind of seen, at least when they had them, the normal versions usually were difficult in that you had to learn the mechanics blind, and you were, you know, affected by the delta of the power that made it difficult. And then once you kind of met that, it wasn't, you know, that was kind of the easy version at that point, you know.
Yeah.
And then heroic was what really presented the challenge with different mechanics, you know, almost like the true envisionment for what the mechanics should be, and harder enemies, and et cetera, et cetera. So if that returned, I think that would be a great way for there to be different difficulties for matchmaking.
Nice. Yeah.
But
That's an interesting topic.
It was a great email, a great point. I'd love to see this.
I was going to ask you reward, though. If you did like, if we ended up going that route again with, you know, an easier version and then a heroic or something of that nature, normal, heroic, the reward is the tricky part, right? How do you...
Well, and you know, they always had like normal had its own loot table and heroic had a different loot table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the system worked well. Like for the players that could master heroic, like they got exclusive loot. It gave you a reason to run both.
Yeah.
You know, you got the normal stuff and that was an achievement. And then when heroic came out, like you took that on and earned that stuff and you got to show it off and feel cool and get the exclusive weapons and just all that. Right.
Yeah.
You know, I really never had a problem with the system, but I think it was done away with just because of the participation and the time that they were putting in. But I think if they were to do matchmaking, it would be with the intent that, you know, they want to grow the player base. And then hopefully if that's the case, like they'll probably have to put in an upfront investment into designing 2 different modes for the raid.
Mm-hmm.
If they expect that to be successful. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure the big brains at Bungie are thinking hard about
Oh,
it.
yeah. I'm sure, especially with, it made me just think, you know, that a big topic since they announced it, you know, with the new light, I've seen it in my feeds more and more, content creators and players realizing like what new light could do for the player base. It's going to be interesting to see what it looks like after that launches.
I think there's really a big chance the player population could really blow up in a big way.
Yeah, it's like Joe and I were talking last week. It's weird because I've been talking to people about it. It's hard not to call it free to play, but free to play has so many meanings to it and connotations. But it's really
terrible.
Yeah, it is, because it's like I don't want to describe it that way because it's not at all really that. Whether you're talking about the structure of it or the value you're getting, right? And it's not necessarily to say all free to play games aren't a great value, but it is. I mean, play it for free, you know, and the entry point's going to be a little easier.
Well, anybody that jumps in, like I would hope would be like pleasantly surprised by just the value like that they'll get out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Like
I know. I try to watch some of these trailers. I try to like put myself in the shoes of never having played the game before, which is impossible. But I try to look at like when the subclasses are soaring through the air and like, you know what I mean? Try to imagine myself having never played the game and what I would think. And I don't know, I would just love to be able to do that for a second. Just, I wonder if I would be like, wow, that looks cool. Like I'm going to go try that for a second.
Yeah.
We've been playing the game too long.
Well, I mean, if it's free, I mean, it's definitely going to make it easy for people to
and that's that's the point. Mm-hmm. For sure.
I hope it brings in a ton of new players. That'd be awesome for just the community.
Brings friends
for the
back.
studio, of course.
The other angle.
You know, the more successful Destiny is, like the better it can.
It is for everybody.
Be for us in the future. You know, I mean, if Destiny is a massively successful franchise, like Bungie as a studio can grow, they can have more resources, they can make more content, they can do just more and more, you know,
make another
that's
IP.
a win.
And that's okay.
Well, they are, but
yeah,
you know, could be even better. So,
right. Yeah.
Anyways, we're on a tangent, but hey, Jason Glaive, thank you for that insightful email, and I hope to see like this topic turn into something down the line.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we love the follow-up emails too. One, it shows us people listen to the show, and two, we love to build on a conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
appreciate it.
That was DurfM Discourse. If you're listening and you would like to talk to us about what we talked about this week or any week, you can send us an email, destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com, or a speakpipe, speakpipe.com/destinyreset.
Do it, Guardians.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. How about some patron shout-outs?
I think we have one.
Joe Cool.
That's a cool one.
He's super cool because
Can't argue
he's
that.
a patron.
Got a nice message from Joe on Patreon. Always appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. If you're listening and you don't know what a patron is, go to patreon.com/destinyreset. And for as little as $1 a month, you can support the production budget of our show. You'll get a few perks, of course, if you do so. You'll get a invitation to join a Discord channel just for our patrons and supporters. You get a shout out right here. You get your name on our website in perpetuity. So some cool stuff, and you'll support this awesome show and our production budget and help it keep it awesome and, you know, sounding great and
doing the thing,
publishing every week, just like it does for free.
Yes. Thank you, Guardians.
Yep. So thank you to all the patrons who continue to give every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Means a lot to me and Arrow that y'all do that.
Yeah. If you ever want to know who's given at any point, go check out the website. There's a lot of names on there. You guys,
there is a big list.
Just warm our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
With cold hard cash.
Yes. Yes. That's not where I was going, Cyborg. Just the love and support. I mean, it's not all about
everybody
the bills.
Everybody knows I'm a smart ass. Come on.
Hey, it's okay. We all love you. We like that.
How about you tell the people where they can find you, Arrow?
You guys can find me on Twitter and YouTube at AER0KNIGHT with a 0. What about you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at CyborgSasquatch. And then you can find us on Twitter as well at Destiny Reset, and on the web, DestinyResetPodcast.com. Where can they join our community?
Join the community. I'm just kidding. Join the community. You need to join the Discord. Discord.gg/DestinyReset. Yes.
Sorry, I threw you on that one.
No. It's all good, man. It's late.
Yep.
I'm not editing this section at all. It's just going.
Just like gonna roll with it.
Yep.
Discord.gg/Destiny Reset. There's lots of awesome Guardians to hang out with and talk with, find people to play with, talk about games and socks and just whatever you're into, whatever kind of weird stuff you're into. There's probably somebody else there for you. So come hang out. We'd love to have you.
So many awesome Guardians that are excellent to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Deej wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right. Or what's his name? Something McCaw? It's not Deej anymore.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever it is. I don't even know. Randomness.
Yep. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. It helps us get seen and heard by more listeners like you.
Say it like that every week
for you. I'll try. Thank you to everyone who has left us 300 reviews.
309, dude. We hit that 300 mark. And we're at 309 now, yep.
I didn't know we had that many now. Wow.
Yep.
Awesome. Yep. So thank you guys for doing that. And
so kind.
I think that's all the plugs I got today.
I think that's it, man. You did excellent, as usual. The plug.
Hey, man, it's good to be back
Maestro.
With my co-host again, producing this show.
I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Unintentional time away from each other.
Absence
Excellent to chat
makes the heart grow fonder.
Ooh, it does. So what are we gonna do when we got cross save when we're playing together every other night? We're gonna like get,
I don't know. Might have to like set up some boundaries so we have a show.
It might throw us off. I know. You guys will have to let us know. Like, okay, guys, we can tell you're playing together. Like, don't do
When
that
we
anymore.
come on the show, we're like, so yeah. Destiny.
Maybe it'll turn into what we did together. That'll be fun.
There you go. How was our reset?
Yeah. We'll see if we really accomplish it. It'll be us talking about you finally getting me back into raiding.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
That will be cool. Playing trials together. Oh man. All right. We won't get off on that. The show's done for this week. Until next reset, have fun playing Destiny 2 and take care, Guardians.